Hello everybody, my name's Drew and welcome back to more Feed the Beast. Hanging out here in our main crafting area. My inventory looking very full. Very full. Let's toss all this stuff in here. Got some glowstone, some dust, which we're running real low on glowstone dust by the way. But I went to the nether and got a whole bunch of it last episode, or after last episode rather. Because we were running low, and I needed to make stuff. And make stuff I did indeed. And I'll show you in just a minute, because I need to recharge our scribing tool. After last episode's research adventure. There you go. Scribing tool back in action. We're running a little low on the mana. So I'm going to go over here. And we're going to drop our mana tablet in the mana pool. Take all the mana we've got. Stand way back. Let's just drain that sucker out. Gives us a little more mana than we had before. I really need to automate the mana system in here. I really do. Maybe we'll get into that in a couple episodes. But not today. Today is a fun day. Here come on. Don't do that. Why would you do that? Or did you work? Okay, you worked. Good. Well, let's get rid of this night before we go downstairs. And then I will show you what I was working on between episodes here. As you remember, we've been working with our friends at the bees. And you can see our honeycomb lab is looking pretty good. You can sort of see it from here. Let's grab our staff of traveling and go boop, down to the bees. And you'll see that it's actually looking quite good. All thanks to our friend, where are you? The Iron Cat Wand with our focus of equal trade. The wand of equal trade. Or the wand focus of equal trade. And here's the design we've come up with. I'm going to go with the spruce walls. And I decided to add sort of a kind of a laboratory feel to it. At least I'm assuming it gives it a laboratory feel because it's got these industrial vents, and I couldn't find anything that really looked like piping other than that. And it doesn't look super great on the surface, but it's more for looking at in here. Gives it a nice aesthetic look, looking like there is actual blower fans, getting rid of circulating the air and getting rid of things that don't need to be in here, and whatnot. And so here we stand, and oh, I needed those spruce planks. Shoot, shouldn't have put those away. But anyway, here's pretty much how far I've gotten with the decoration, and lighting is an issue in here. Let's take a look here at our lighting grid, and you'll see that lots of yellow crisscrosses. Not super good for our health and continual life. There is obviously a lot of light coming in from these, but it doesn't hit everything. It's a big room. Very big room. So we're going to need to solve that problem, but that will require us doing some more magic. Specifically getting into blood magic, which we will do, but not today. Because today I want to see if we can actually build some dentistry machinery to help our friends the bees. Which, if you can see, we've got a bunch of drones. No new princesses, though. No new princesses. I'm a little concerned about that. But I'm wondering if that is just a product of not being agrarian skies. Because I know for a fact, in old school forestry, the only way to get princesses was to find more hives. That's the only way to get new princesses. If you want more, that's what you gotta do. But I want to see if eventually through breeding, if we maybe were to modify these guys, what would happen. At any rate, we're going to go upstairs. I need to make more bronze too. Now that I think about it, let's actually grab our staff of travel. We'll go back to base. Thank you. And get rid of these wands. And we'll take a look at some dentistry machinery today. Oh, you know what I'm also going to do? How do I make bronze again? It's copper and tin, right? Pretty sure. I don't want bronze pig, I just want the bronze ingot. 3 copper to 1 tin, right? So if I were to get... Oh, I got quite a bit of bronze. But we are going to need more. Let's see, do I have pulverized copper? Oh, I do. 3 copper to 1 tin. Makes a ton of bronze. Oh, look at that. Look how much we just made. Almost 3 whole stacks of this stuff. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and we'll toss you in here. That'll cook our bronze up for us nice and evenly. And why don't we just take a look at Gendustry. Gendustry. So Gendustry has a lot of different machines that are focused on improving your bees. Well, not that many machines, actually, from the look of it. But it has a lot of things that are very important. These down here, these things in our Walia tool, or not Walia. This is, what is this? NEI. Duh. Wow, I'm having a rough day. Anyway, as I was saying, these are genetic samples. They're very, very similar to, let's see if we have extra bees. Yeah, we do. It's very similar to our extra bees stuff that is not displaying DNA. Well, we don't have Sam. Hold on. Genetic. Oh, genetics. There we go. Analyzer, sequencer. But I don't think this is for... I think this is for our genetics. Oh, no. This looks like it's for acclimatizer. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's what it is. Now it's got its own module called genetics. It used to be advanced bees or whatever it was, and it was like... advanced... Yeah, they don't even have any of that anymore. But if you remember Agrarian Skies, that's how we acclimated our bees and all that. But Gendustry does the same thing using these genetic samplers as opposed to the other ones, which I can't even think what they're called at this point in time. But you guys get the idea. We're going to be focusing on Gendustry. Here it is. Gendustry. Sorry. Dustry. And... particularly, we're going to want to get a couple things really early on. Number one would be the DNA extractor. This is what's going to take our raw bees and get the DNA that we need in order to make stuff. Obviously, we don't have the right required parts for this. So let's start with getting ourselves, a genetic. That's actually an assembly table. Or not. Or yes. Okay, so we are still going to need to make an assembly table. Alrighty, so that gives us a starting point for today with an assembly table. Now, if everybody remembers first season of Feed the Beast, assembly tables are these bad boys right here, which we're going to need to make some gears. And I want to make at least one assembly table. So we will make a bunch of golden gears, because we will need them. And then I want to make diamond gears out of those golden gears. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have 4 diamond gears just in case we need them. Oh my, are we out of space? Oh, we are. Uh-oh. 16. Okay, let's make ourselves one of these guys super quick. And 9. Oh man, we can't even do that, can we? Uh-oh. This is a problem. Hold on, let's go down here to some of the junk stuff that we've got going on. And get rid of it. Like these bees that don't belong in here. That will free up resources. And what else have we got? Drone. Oh wow, look at this. Tons. Get rid of you. Okay, so that should give us enough space to work with here. And we'll make a 16K. Drive. I mean, we could make a bunch of 1Ks, but whatever. 3 of those. Makes 1 of those. And as we all know, makes 1 of these, and we're good. There you have it. We'll load that guy back up. Okay, so we are definitely going to have to expand our storage operations. All right, so that answers the question of what we'll be doing next episode. Then we're going to be working with some applied energistics. But back to Gendustry. So we need to make ourselves an assembly table, which is this guy right here. And thank you very much. And we also need to make a laser. I would also like to get into a couple other things, but which version do I want to make? I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's get... We're going to get 9 lasers, and you will see why in a moment. Now, where are we going to slot these? Well, there's a question. Right down here seems like a good spot. So why don't we go ahead, we'll open this wall up here. So we'll get 4 there, and we've got enough room on either side, which I'm actually going to open up like so. So that we're like this. Our assembly table is going to go in the middle here. Just like that. Or just like this. Wait, did I screw this up? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I guess I don't need that whole back wall down, do I? Yeah, whatever. We can do it like this. I'm okay with that. But then I got 2. It's at a. No. I gotta fix this. Otherwise, I'll drive myself insane. Okay, so we're gonna put these there. Sure, we can go 1 there, 2, 3, 2, 3. And this will be our assembly table. I have no intentions of automating this at this time, largely because I don't need to. In the last season, I had to automate our assembly tables for our production of processors, but we don't need assembly tables for those anymore. So that's pretty cool for us anyway. Let's just throw down a torch so that we're not going to get mobbed. They're on the hotbar. I'm paying attention. Okay, so we need to get power in here, so why don't we go through the wall here. Get into bat form real quick. And then we'll knock this out. There's 3. Now these will require quite a bit of power if memory serves. So why don't we go down like this. And we'll go straight over here. Ooh, I got lucky on that one. And there's our power tap, like I planned it. Look at that. Almost professional. I have no power conduits, do I? Alright, let's go grab some conduits. Which I did make a few more of. Alright. So we'll start, as I usually do, from the top and work backwards so that we don't box ourselves into a hole. Come on. Come on. Here you go. And we'll go like this. Doesn't really matter how we have them arranged, just so long as they exist. And we'll come up, and we'll come over, and we'll come down. And now I'll work back from this way. And so now what we should see is the ability to make some stuff. And we'll grab a recipe and see if we can, in fact, do just that. So we need to make a pulsating chipset. Correct? Correct. So, pulsating chipset. Pulse. Now, this would be really important if I was doing some other stuff, but maybe not. Oh, there it is right there. Pulsating chipset is just a bit of ender pearl and a redstone. Super easy. I can do that. Because we have, in fact, both of those things in fairly large supply. So I'll make 4 at a time here. And we needed redstone, right? Only 9,000 redstone, which actually is not that much redstone, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so let's go make ourselves a pulsating chipset. Oh, hey, you don't belong here. You belong in there. I wonder why that happened. Interesting. Okay, so now if I go here and I tell it I want you and you, make me pulsating chipsets. And you'll see it's getting powered up for our lasers. I'm going to go check our power station and we'll see what we get. How are we doing? We're okay. I am going to turn our reactor on just in case. That way we're going to make sure we have enough power. And these should produce relatively quickly as well. I don't know where they're going to get thrown out though. But anyway, I'm going to let these guys make up and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back and I have 6 of the pulsating chipsets that we needed on me, so let's quickly make ourselves our, let's go back to at Gendustry, and we'll see DNA extractor. So we need to make a couple of these. We'll just use this method. It's a little more expensive, but hey, we have the ability to make them, so why not? So we need 2 of those, a power module, which if we remember, goes like that. Oh, we need bronze gears. So we go ahead and make a stack of those. And say, I want a couple of power modules. I'll make 2 of them. DNA extractor. Oh, we need sturdy casings, right? Which is made of bronze. We'll make about 4 of those because we will need them. And 1 DNA extractor. So let's grab him and some power conduits. And I'll show you how this guy works. And we're also going to need a tank of some kind. Conveniently, there's a tank right here, which I should dump. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's dump that real quick. How can I do this, I wonder? There we go. That worked very, very well. Good to know that these tanks actually act as buckets too. Super useful. Okay, so let's go down here. We'll grab our staff of travel. And let's see, DNA extractor. We're just going to set him right here for now. Kind of in the middle of the room, but whatever. Grab our tank. We'll slap our tank behind. And we'll say, hey, how do you work? So let's cut open the floor. Despite the fact that I just built the floor. Grab our power. And we'll see how this guy works. Solid. Okay, so we got that guy going. We'll close that back up. And you can see it's getting its power a little slowly, but that's fine. And we're going to need something else for this. I almost forgot. Besides just putting bees in the way we did with our other machinery, we actually need to do something special with this. So let's grab our Gendustry again. There's a few little extra things that you're going to need when you're working with Gendustry. One of them being this stuff, genetics labware. You will need it. So go ahead and make yourself some because it's just handy to have around. Well, you'll need it anyway. You also need some mutagen tanks at some point or another, but they're not strictly necessary off the bat. Same thing with the pollen collection kits. You won't need those right off the bat, but eventually you will. There's also these guys right here, these blank genetic samples. We will need those at some point or another as well. But we're not going to worry about that too much. The other machine I really wanted to make off the back is the mutagen producer. Which is, there's a Mutatron, advanced Mutatron, but this is the one we're looking for here. Mutagen producer. So we're going to need one of those tanks. Oh, let's make some glass. Regular old glass. And we'll say, hey, oh, no, mutagen. There you go. We'll make a couple of these tanks because we never know what you'll need. And we'll say, hey, make me a mutagen producer after I make another power module. And now I can make one. And if you're wondering why the hopper is included, it's sort of their way of including the nod that you can automate this process. So mutagen producer is another thing that we're going to need a tank for. Do I have? Oh, I do have lots of tanks in here. Oh, good. Actually, I'm going to grab one of those guys. Eventually, what's going to happen is we'll have a basement to our B lab here, and it'll be sort of an industrial zone. But we'll have all of our tanks down there. So for DNA or for mutagen or for whatever. But for now, I'm going to say let's actually, we won't put these together. We'll put one side by each like that. Because we don't want the tanks to get confused. Tank goes like that. And then we can put the floor back in the middle. Perfect. So both of these guys are here and ready to do some work. So let's go ahead and grab, because we don't need anything for that, but we'll put a stack of our genetic labware in there, and let's grab some of our extra bees. because we do have a bunch of these rocky drones. So I'm going to take about half of them, and we'll stick them in this guy, and you'll see exactly what's going to happen. If you don't know already, what's going to happen is that it's going to extract the DNA. It'll go in here and eventually in there, and we'll get some raw genetic material. We use this with our Husbandry machinery in order to do some really funky stuff, like mutating stuff, getting random samples, all that kind of fun stuff. When it comes to actually getting traits, we will need to take our actual bee that we want to take a trait off of, and we'll do it that way. But in order to bind it and do all sorts of other things, you need raw DNA. Just to sort of give you the idea of why we have that. And now what I really should do is make a new power station down here so that I can, or at least a power repository, so I can easily charge my stuff. And I should swap out everything for these high power lines, but what can you do? What can you do? Okay, so we're back over here now, and we're going to make one more thing today, and that's going to be, what did I want to make? Well, I wanted to make another apiary or two, so let's make a couple of bee receptacles. Oh, what am I missing for that? Oh, the gold plates, of course. Here, we'll make a whole stack of you. And then we'll go, where are you? Here, bee plates. There's 8 more of those, because we will need them for other machinery. And, yeah, I'll make 2 more. And that's actually should be good for us. And then the other thing we wanted to make real quick was, can I make the advanced mutatron yet? Let's make a mutatron first of all. I will need another sturdy casing though. So make another sturdy casing. And now the mutatrons are awesome, but we're going to jump right up to the advanced mutatron if we can, which we should be able to, yes. So the nice thing about the advanced mutatron is, well, you'll see. I'll show you the interface in a half second. Let's go grab our staff of travel. Thank you kindly. Where do you go? There we go. And you'll see. We're going to toss the mutatron kind of in the middle here. Like so. Oh, I did not grab stuff to make mutagen with, so why don't we do that too? The best thing to use. Now, there's a number of different ways you can make mutagen. In my experience, the best one, the very, very best, our old friend redstone. And specifically, blocks of redstone. It's just more efficient that way. You get more mutagen per bang, as it were. So why don't we go back in here and we'll toss this in here. Now, the downside, like I said, is that these use a ton of power. You'll see right here that it has a whopping storage for 5 million. That is 5 million, 5 with 6 zeros after it, RF. This guy is only 1.6 million. The DNA extractor is 4 million. So of all things, the most important machine, arguably, is the advanced mutatron, and it has the least amount of power needed. But it also requires mutagen and bees and labware and blah, 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 blah. Where did I put that labware? Why did I put it in the thing? Anyway, so this guy will start making mutagen. If it has any extra, it'll put it in the tank. You can see that bees produce a very, very, very small amount of DNA at a time. Like we're looking at 400 millibuckets of DNA from 5 bees. That's less than 100 on average from bees, unless it's got 4. So it's 100 millibuckets of DNA per go. That's not a lot. But the advanced mutatron, this guy right here, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. What you do is you say you have 2 bees. And we'll demonstrate here. Because it just so happens that I have an extra Meadows Princess, and I should have an extra Forest Drone or 2, obviously. Now, if I put them in here, you guys know about bee breeding, hopefully. The way bee breeding works is pretty much by random chance. You put 2 bees of opposite species into a apiary, and you cross your fingers, and you hope beyond all hope that they'll mutate and do what you want. Not exactly a super scientific process until you get a little later on, and you can start to influence the way the bees mutate. Gendistry and advanced bee genetics and all that kind of stuff change that for you, especially gendistry. The Mutatron lets us take these bees right here, the Meadows Princess and the Forest Drone, and select which bee we want. There's 2 variations here. One that favors the forest characteristics and one that favors the meadows. Doesn't really matter which one. I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these. Oh, we needed genetic labware. Oops. Almost forgot. So you slap that guy in there. We'll pick one of our princess. Oh, why are you not picking? Oh, because there's no power. Haha. Smart. That's what I am. Super smart. I don't care that I've crossed power there. Doesn't matter. Getting a little dark in here. Okay. Now, there you go. So now it's working. Click to see recipes. And it'll tell you what you can blend together to get different bees. Any hive bee blended together with another hive bee gives you a common princess. Unless like specifically told to do otherwise. But you want common bees. That's our next big bee that we need. And you'll see here in just a half a second, it's going to give us a common queen. So if I were to go over here now and dig that up and grab a power conduit and slap down one of our new apiaries. And I click it and you get a common queen. Now obviously not going to happen because it's not bright enough, not daytime. But you'll see. It'll work just fine in daylight. Obviously, we could put some new upgrades. But this is how you get messing with your bees, guys. Obviously, there'll be some more advanced genetic things. But next episode, we're going to be working with applied energistics. Because we need to get some advanced applied energistics going on, man. It's way past time that we had some advanced things. And we're going to do that. At any rate, well, I'm always screwing that up. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as you usually do. You can always like the video if you did, in fact, enjoy the episode. You guys know that. As always, you can find more work I've done in the description box below. And, of course, thanks for watching. And, of course, I'll see you next time. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.